Welcome back. In this video, we'll be going through the dashboard and getting ourselves familiar with where to find a particular tool if we want to develop our website. So, be it a static site or uh, a dynamic site, which is a blog, right? So, we'll be going through some important settings like the general settings, the readings, discussion, and setting up permalink for SEO friendly URLs. So all these settings and then getting familiar with the dashboard is very, very important for you as a beginner in WordPress. So you don't get to the dashboard and then you'll be guessing where to see the theme, where to install a plugin, and also what are the things that you need to do, right? So those little things that you need to set up are what we're going to look at in this video. So first time on your main dashboard of your WordPress site, this is what you are going to see. This is how the dashboard looks like. It's not something that is very, very unique. So if you are watching this video, depending on the time that you're watching this video, WordPress might have updated their current version. But currently we are working on the 6.6.2, and no matter the kind of version that you're working on, you are going to see just the same thing if you're working on a local server. So this is how the dashboard looks like. So all of these are called widgets. We can move them from one place to another. You can drop them here, right? So you can customize this particular homepage and see the most important things that you want to actually see on this homepage. So we can clean this up by simply delete any widget if you don't want it to show, and you can also collapse any widget the way you want it to be, right? So I can move this to the top. You can see I can bring it downwards. You can see how it is now showing, right? So depending on what you want to do, you customize your dashboard to what is necessary for your project or your client's project, right? Okay, so now that is all for the main dashboard. So let's go to the post. So here is where you can add new posts and then see all of your posts, add new categories, add tags if you are doing content creation, if you're uploading content on the blog section. So if you are also maybe you want to do blogging, right? So this is where you can set your categories, add new posts. So we're going to see all about that when we get to the video about pages and posts. Here is the tab for media. You can add new medias and then you can see all of your media library. So the moment I click it now, so you can see that there is no item that is uploaded. That's why it's showing no media items found. So you can upload new media by simply clicking on this add new media file, right? If I click it, see it is going to say drag files to upload. So we can simply do something like this. Let me look for an image. Yeah, let me just look for one image and upload here. You can drag and drop, which is simply by doing like this. I just click and drag, drop it here to upload. So you can see we just added one media file and everything is going to show there. So you can see maximum file upload size 40 megabytes. So we have one media file here, which is now in the media library. So the moment you are maybe adding a post or something, you are going to see this media file here. Okay, so the pages here, here is where we can add pages. We can add new page or new pages, as we can also see all of our pages. We can do comments moderation here, which is very, very important if you are a blogger. We are going to see how we can do that in the settings aspect, because you don't want people to come and spam your post or your site with unnecessary or hateful words, right? It decreases your ranking on search engines, right? So here is where we can see our team and also make edits to our team, right? So because we are working on local server, that's why you can see that we don't have a lot of features here in the appearance tab, because we are working locally. So but we want to get to the video that shows us a live server, when we are working on a live server on hosting a website, creating a WordPress site there, you are going to see more features, right? So now we come here to the plugin. You can see your installed plugins and also add new plugins, right? Under the user, you can add new users and also see all of your users, and then edit profile of your users. So basically what this simply means is this is the tab that you can collaborate with different people. So imagine that okay, you have already gotten your site and then you want to work with a content creator, somebody that posts content on your blog section, here is where you can give him an access of being a user. And when you give him a user role, it's going to be limited to the particular role that you give to that particular user. So we are going to talk more about how to add users in an upcoming video, right? So we'll go to the tools, and this is where you can see your available tools, import new files. So, but we are not going to look into this because this is more of an advanced section for WordPress. So you can also edit the theme files, right? That means the raw code. This is where you're going to see the raw code, and you can make edits to the raw code here, right? So, but what we are mostly concerned about here is the settings, and also you can collapse this menu, right? You can collapse this menu like this, and you can also expand the menu like this, right? So here we can now look at the general settings, right? If I click on the general settings now, so under the general settings, we can make edits to our site title. You can see this is a site title, and you can make changes to it, give it a tagline, right? So you can see an example of a tagline is just another WordPress site. So a tagline is just simply a simple word that describes what the site is all about. So, and search engines use this, right? So let's maybe we're going to look into that when we get to the SEO aspect, right? And then we relate it to this tagline. You can upload a site logo, right? So if you have a logo, you can simply upload that logo here by simply clicking on choose a site icon, and you upload a particular file, and the size is 512 by 512 pixels. So if you are a developer and you are working for a client and you need a logo, you now talk to a logo designer to give you a logo that is 512 by 512 pixel, and also it should be transparent in the background, and also you can take different versions of the logo so that you can have different designs to work with. Okay, so this site URL, the site URL is simply the domain. So if you are working on a live server, you are going to see the domains here are going to be added automatically, so you don't need to worry about this. But the admin email address is what you are going to use, right? If you're working on a live server, this is the email that you can use to either log in or receive emails of what is happening behind the scene. Okay, so let's assume we are working on a membership website. So this is where you are going to click here to enable users to register, have an account on the website, and then make any edits, right? So but you always keep them on subscriber level, right? The role that you give to them is the subscriber level, so that they shouldn't tamper with your WordPress site. You don't need to give them an administrator level, because an administrator is somebody that can make edits to anything on the main dashboard itself, right? And it's going to show effect on the main website. So you don't need to give somebody that is registering an admin level, right? Even an editor level. You can only give editor level if maybe you are having writers, and then there's a writer that you want him to make edits to post, and he should overlook other, like go through other proofread other writers that maybe are on the auto level, right? So that you moderate what is happening on the main website itself. So time zones can be changed here. Depending on your time zone, you select your time zone. You can change date format and also time format here, right? So, and when you are done with everything, you simply click on save changes, and these changes will be effected on the main dashboard itself. So if we go to the writings tab now, under the writings tab, what we can see here is categories, right? So categories, you can see default post category. The post category is where we find the post, right? So you can add new category here. So any category that you add under the post section is going to show here as the drop down, right? But so by default, you can leave it as uncategorized, right? So the moment you now make a post to your blog section, you now give the post a category, right? So, and then the default format for the post is standard, so you don't need to temper out anything here. You just leave it like that. If there's anything that you need to change, maybe you uploaded a video to the site, and then you want to give the post, which is that video, a format, then you now select that particular format under where you are going to make that post, as a video or an image or a link or maybe a quote or an audio, right? Okay, so there's nothing that you need to tamper with here. You can just simply leave this particular um, writing settings just the way it is, right? So now we'll go to the readings. If I click on the readings now, so this is another important settings that we need to make. If the website is strictly for blogging, right? If you created this website for blogging alone, you can leave it as your latest post, right? So it means that your post, your single post page, the archive page now that holds all of your posts, is going to be the main homepage that displays every article that you're having on your site, right? So, but if you're having a maybe you are designing a website that is having a homepage, and then you're having a page for articles, right? You are going to use the static tab here below. So you are going to now check this and then select the home page that you want, right? After you've created a lot of pages. So we are going to make these other changes also when we get to the video of creating a page and a post, right? So we are going to make these changes. So you shouldn't worry about this. When we get to that particular section, we are going to get the full gist of how it works, right? So your blog, you can leave it like this, or the number of blogs posts that is going to show, you can leave it like this, or you make an increase or a decrease of that, right? So any other settings, you just let it be. So you shouldn't check this. You should never consider checking this, because the moment you do this, you are telling search engines that they shouldn't index your website to rank on search engines, right? So don't ever worry about this, right? You just let this be and pass it by like you didn't see it. Right, really. So now let's go to the discussion tab and see what we have there. So under the discussion tab, right, the most important tab here is to come to the other comment settings, right? So remember I said that we don't want people to be commenting and then putting hateful words on our blog site or under our articles, right? Because that sends a bad signal to the to search engines, and then reduces the ranking of our website, right? So what you want to actually do is to check out these settings. Like you can see, comment author must be filled out and named, right? So but these are for registered users. So user must be registered to log in to comment, right? So basically, maybe if you're having somebody that you need him to register. If you want your users to register before they can comment, which is, you can actually check this, but I don't think that is necessary, because some comments actually help rank your website, right? So but now you need to now moderate your comments, right? You need to moderate your comments. So you can see, before a comment appears, yes, comment must be manually approved, right? Which I will always ask you to do, right? So you can see, comment author must have a previous approved comment, right? So depending, right, I am going to only check this and then uncheck this, right? So I always want to manually approve my comments, and so that it can be displayed on the blog itself or under your article. So make sure you always leave this on. Or maybe if you trust the user, right? Maybe if it's somebody that's always coming on the blog and always commenting, interacting, then if you don't want to always manually approve his comments, you can let it be like this, and it will always be that when he's approved, that means you trust that person, and then the comments is going to be um, shown to the comment section in the future, right? Okay. So any other settings here is not something that is very, very necessary. When you are done with that particular settings, you now click on save changes. So another important settings is to go to the permalink. I'm going to click on the permalink here. So by default, right, the permalink itself is simply the link that shows at the top of our site, just at the top here, right? So what you want to do is to now is to check on this post name. right? You check on this post name and then you save these changes. The reason is because by default, right, search engines do check our permalinks, right? If your site is not linking very properly, it tends to derank your website. You can look at this part. Let's look at this particular statement here. It says that select the permalink structure for your website, including the post name tag. Makes links look, you see, including the post name tag makes links easy to understand and can help your post rank higher in search engine. So make sure that you just check on this post name, right? And when you are done checking this post name, you just simply hit the save button. Just click on this save and it's going to save the changes. So basically, this is the most important settings that you need to do for your WordPress website. So the privacy settings. So this privacy settings is an important privacy page actually, right? So which shows you show to your users really what you how you save their details, right? So that's basically what the privacy policy page simply stands for. So according to GDPR, you understand, you need to state what you do with your users information, which is very necessary. You tell your users what you do with their information, their email address, their usernames, and stuff like that, right? So you show what you do, right? So by simply having a privacy policy page, and by default, WordPress gives you a template of a page, right? So you can use the default template, and then you can see as a website owner, right? You just simply make edits to the privacy policy page that they give to you, um, and then you publish the particular page for the privacy policy. So you don't need to create a new page and then go through the stress of writing a privacy policy for your users, right? So they provide you with this privacy policy page, and then you just use the current page, just simply make some little edits to it, and you are good to go. So with all this is the important settings that you need to do for your WordPress website when you are just starting, when you just created the website initially. So I hope this helps you. Congratulations, there you have it, the full dashboard overview and also important settings when it comes to you setting your website for SEO and also um, getting the right traffic on the internet. In the next video, we'll be looking at how you can choose and install the perfect theme for your WordPress project. I will see you in that video.